I clammed up.
Oh, I thought it was a video glitch.
No. It's buffering.
Yeah. Your Wi-Fi here sucks.
Guess we were.
We rolling?
I had to twitch too while we do it.
Yeah, right.
That's it. Pod for sure.
Oh yeah, we don't edit.
We don't edit. We like all this stuff at the beginning, so.
Yeah.
Well, welcome back.
Thank you.
Where the heck have you been?
I
told you to be here.
Right. I was out buying a camera.
So this is podcast, our 8-bit podcast. 21. I can't believe we did 20 in the last 2 years. But we did. But seriously, we took a little hiatus after, I think it was, when was that? That was right after the Super Bowl, I believe, right?
Yeah, back in February sometime.
So when was that? Yeah, because we had Steven come on February 1st, and I think he was on the last podcast. So, yeah. So why did we take a little break?
Well, I think we felt our quality of our podcast needed to be bumped up.
Yeah.
Well,
yes. I think what I would say about that is I think in the past it was always just let's see what we can do with this and see if we can do it as part of the power of play, which we've talked about before. And we did it, and it was fun, and it is still fun. And I think we just realized that we're going to keep it going, but if we keep it going, we probably should see how we can improve it. So, and yeah, then the summer.
Yeah.
Summer happened.
Summery stuff.
But we got some cool new toys. I think our audio should be a lot better than it's been in the past. We tried a couple different things and
Put your phone away.
sorry, it's my brother. He's just sending me something on Facebook.
Hi, Brad.
Hi, Brad. We got some new video equipment. Well, we've always been doing some drone work, but we have the Mavic Air, which we're not obviously shooting with right now.
Just hovering right there.
Which would be
Those blades are super quiet.
that would be pretty cool. Jan, do you think we could do that, or is that? Could we put the drone in here?
Sure, why not?
He's just humoring you.
I know. But no, we had a new Sony camera, which before we tried to use some other cameras we had laying around, and it was fine. But we're hoping this will be the start of something better. Just all around quality will be better. So
Yeah, we haven't done a lot with that camera yet, but it's pretty sweet.
it is pretty sweet. I just wish I knew how to use it, but that's okay.
Right.
I can't know everything.
Or much.
So so that's kind of why we took a little break, and but we've also been we've been doing all kinds of other things too, which has been fun this year. I know. It seems like yesterday, but when was that? It was probably back in June. When did we speak to the chamber?
Yeah, that's probably about right.
Yeah,
July.
it was before. Yeah. So we did a little program with, or was it August?
It was August.
It was August. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it was a couple months ago. So I guess we did some other things since then, but we talked about the power of design. We had a nice group of people there for that, which was cool. We talked about in that just variety of marketing formats and just the power of good design in some of those pieces. Everything from straight up advertising. Why are you laughing?
I just remember when you pulled the power cord out of the wall while we were in the middle of the presentation.
That was embarrassing. I'm standing here by the wall with my foot up, and I just right in the middle of it kicked all the power right out of the projector and the.
That was all right, though. It allowed us to have in the middle of the presentation, a Q&A while we reset everything.
Yeah, that was really fun. What else did we do? Well, we did some amazing work.
We had a golf outing with
the golf outing.
Everything. Yeah. Shared some of that on social media.
I did too, but
yeah.
Yeah. No, that was fun. I forgot all about the golf thing. Yeah. What else did we do?
We were busy working.
So that's right. I know a fun one we were working on probably since late last spring was what's now the Northland Newborn Foundation.
Yes.
We were approached by a group who used to work with the March of Dimes, which the March of Dimes, of course, is a national or actually international nonprofit around the health of babies and newborns and preventing premature births and birth defects. And we've over the years been close with our own personal stories with the March of Dimes, but they decided to move on out of town. Correct?
I think they did that with a lot of smaller markets.
Yeah. So, which I think I get it, but it's also like, well, then now what? And so a group of people decided to create their own nonprofit around a lot of the same mission. So they're now the Northland Newborn Foundation.
Yeah. So we created the identity for them. We helped name a couple of things, a couple different events, a couple different logos for those events, and some shirts and just some identity stuff.
Yeah.
So are we gonna show that like right here?
We're gonna do that right over our face.
Right here.
Actually, while you talk, we'll put it right over my face, like on the news. Where it's always to the side of them or something. Mm-hmm. We'll just put it over here on my.
And then you got to do one of these. Come out from behind it.
Like I'm crawling above it.
Yeah.
Like help my.
And then we'll slide it.
Yeah. Like we'll slide it like an iPhone.
Steven, you have some stuff to do on this video.
Yeah. Hope you like animation. What else did we do?
Oh, did you see this piece?
Cool. Another fun thing that was we did a little work with Memorial Medical Center out of Ashland, in Hayward, Wisconsin. Some television work, video work.
Here at Memorial Medical Center, we really care about treating the patient as a whole. Instead of looking at the patient as a hip or as a knee, we look at how their hip or the knee affects their life. I'm Joe Signorelli, orthopedic surgeon, and I've been doing joint replacement surgery for 7 years. It's really important for a patient to be comfortable where they're receiving their care. And so if we can provide high quality care at an affordable cost in their home community, I think that's advantageous for the patient. I think they really appreciate it.
That was cool.
Yeah, that was fun. Steven and I went there and shot some video and some photos, and we had 2 new surgeons in the area. So
I've seen it everywhere.
I see it everywhere too.
Still,
They've placed that all over. Kind of not in conjunction with that, but at the same time, we were also working on a big campaign for Fairview Medical Center in Hibbing. So a lot of healthcare stuff this summer, but that's still going on. We're still doing a lot of stuff for them, but we did the same. We did video and print, and we're starting some digital soon for them.
Yeah, whole inbound plan. Yep.
A lot of bios for their providers. We shot those, and
a lot of content.
A lot of content.
Yeah, beyond just the other piece there. So, that's cool. And then the other thing, I think the big thing, that is Kate Rod. Kate, where are you? Kate, are you in the studio audience?
Well, surprise! I'm hired.
Hi, Kate. Hi, Kate
Hi.
Rod. How are you?
Good. How's it going?
Good. So we were just talking about all the fun stuff we've been doing this summer, things that we've missed since we last did this, which was well over 6 months ago. In fact, it was when we hired Steven, who's manning the camera today, just in case you're wondering where he is. But we hired Kate Rod. So tell everyone a little bit more about yourself.
I'm Kate Rod.
Check.
That was good.
Yeah.
I'm from Wisconsin,
You can look at the camera.
the land of cheese. I'm hired on as creative arcades writer, so I'm responsible for the internal and external copy for our clients and for our own work. I do a lot of blog writing. I do a lot of long form stuff. I do a lot of copy for ads and taglines, and I'm enjoying it so far. I've been hired, when did I start? June?
June sometime.
June?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been here since June, so it's been an adventure.
Yeah. What was the biggest shock of working full-time as a writer?
Biggest shock? That's a good question.
Thank you.
I think I wasn't fully prepared for, I was prepared for diving into everything and kind of getting the hang of everything, and you guys warned me ahead of time. You said, just so you know, you're going to be doing a lot of writing and you're going to be kind of hitting the ground running, and I definitely did.
Good.
So I think that was still a shock for me, though. I mean, it's going to be in any job. You kind of just have to get used to it, get used to the hang of things. So, yeah.
The pace of it.
The pace, right? But now that I've been working here for a little bit longer, I
Yeah.
feel like I have a pretty good groove. So I feel good.
I think too, it's just being honest with yourself. I mean, too, about how much I can do or
Right, your limitations. There's
limitations.
only so many hours in the day. You can't write as much as you want.
Yep.
Yeah.
Writing takes a lot of brain power. So, yeah.
One of the other things that we liked about you when we interviewed you was your organizational skills.
Oh yeah,
Can you talk about that?
yes. So I'm a recent graduate from the College of St. Scholastica, and I have a degree in organizational behavior and communication. So they hired me because they needed someone to help them organize things around here.
That's not why we hired you.
No, it was a bonus.
It was a bonus, yes.
Yeah.
So I am a very organized person in general, and I felt like my major really helped me with that. So that really helped when I first started here, and
Yeah.
I think that was one of the most exciting things for me, was to be able to jump in, and you guys were like, go with our task stuff, just do whatever you need to, fix
make
it.
it better.
And I was like, okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
So kind of just jumping into that
Yeah.
was probably the most exciting thing for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we have a lot of projects that come in and out, and a lot of different
right.
tasks that are involved, a lot of deadlines.
Right.
So
Hard to keep
you're
track of
helping us. We've always done it, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of work involved with that. So you've been helping with that quite a bit, which is awesome. So
Yep, it's been fun.
yeah.
Well, now you're doing a lot of content writing
Yes.
for clients as we do more inbound marketing. So, and I know that's a whole nother animal, if you will.
Yes. So I actually have some experience. I'm doing a lot more healthcare stuff. So I have a lot of experience in that field because I worked for Health Partners for a while. And now I'm doing kind of stuff with our other clients and everything. So I like that I kind of get to go back to my roots. That's one of the things that I really appreciate. And I really love interviewing people. I don't like being interviewed, but I really love interviewing people. So for me, that's one of the cool aspects about this job, is I get to work in so many different fields, and not even just healthcare. I get to work with, we're doing stuff with like hospitality, and we're doing stuff with higher education, and so it's really just a lot of different things. And I'm a lifelong learner, so I think that's one of the cool aspects.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, get ready to learn. There's a lot left to go. Not just for you, but for us
Yep.
too. So.
You've been building a lot of personas, which is awesome
Yep.
for our clients and their clientele.
Right. So for those of you who don't know, a persona is like a fictional representation of who your target market is, or who your target audience base is. So my goal, or my job, I guess, right now is to kind of research what people are doing in certain areas, and then kind of tying it all back together with how we can work into our marketing strategy for ourselves and for our clients.
Good answer.
Rapid fire, rapid fire, rapid fire,
Rapid fire.
rapid fire, rapid fire.
What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do?
This is our new thing.
I know.
I don't even know how to do it. I just came up with it.
Okay, come over this way a little bit. I think he's trying to subtly tell you.
Oh, I'm drifting. I'm sorry. Okay.
And you gotta hide the microphone. That's part of the
Okay.
magic.
Okay.
Favorite cheese, go.
Gouda.
Favorite
where?
football team.
Packers.
Oh.
We'll edit that out later. Favorite movie?
Great
Favorite
outdoors.
color?
Blue.
Semi-rapid fire.
Right.
Take a breath. Okay. What kind of car do you drive?
A Ford Ranger.
How do you like that?
Not so much.
What is your favorite animal to hunt?
Deer.
Oh, okay. I didn't know how to put that in there.
What's your favorite animal to trap?
Fox.
Ooh.
They're
I only
sneaky.
say that because Kate's pretty cool in that she does all this cool outside stuff, which totally blew my mind. I didn't know anything about that until she started working here.
Yeah.
Which still blows my mind every day. I'm like, really? You're not doing that this weekend?
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's why I usually lead with I'm from Wisconsin, so people aren't as
yeah.
surprised
Right.
when I say, oh, I hunt, I fish, I trap, I do all these things. So
Favorite 2 concerts you got into in the last 2 weeks?
Ooh, yeah.
Kenny G, because
What?
because I have the references of an 80-year-old woman, and Ed Sheeran, because I also like Ed Sheeran, like everyone else on the planet. So yeah.
Who's Ed Sheeran?
So Sorry, I work with grandparents, so.
Okay, we'll work on the rapid fire thing. We have better questions.
Yeah, you guys
Yeah.
should come up with a list of questions for
Rapid
me.
fire
It
was
still
sweet.
felt really rapid though.
Yeah, it
That
did.
So
was-
that's cool.
yes.
We're living
The
up to
graphics
the
later, you know, it's boo, boo, boo.
name. Well, cool. I'm glad you're here.
Yes, I'm glad to be
Anything
here.
else you want to
Yes.
add?
Nope. Excited to be here. Excited to do more podcasts, hopefully in the future.
Yeah.
Excited to hopefully interview you guys because that's one of the things I'd like to do is ask more questions just to help me understand more about marketing and
It's a great
everything
idea.
that you guys do around here too.
I think it's a good segue too. I think we had alluded to this earlier this week about the fact we were starting this up again, but we want to maybe have some outside guests. We even talked to someone yesterday in the marketing community here in town who's been here a long time and a very high profile place. I'm not going to give it away yet, but he agreed that he would come on.
Yeah.
He said if we gave him some beer,
Yep.
so maybe we'll have a little beer while we have him on sometime. But yeah, I think we'd like to get a few other vantage points and industries and thoughts about it because there's a lot of great collective experiences in this town. So
Sweet.
yeah,
I should have demanded beer before I came on.
yeah,
Yeah, you already work here.
True.
yeah. So
Yes.
When you interview people, are you more prepared than our rapid fire section?
Yes.
Okay.
A little bit more prepared.
cool.
All right.
Yeah.
Is this the point where she gets up?
Is this the point where I leave?
Yeah. I think so. I just don't know how to tell her that.
Slowly go away. Okay, bye, Kate.
Get out.
Bye.
Thanks for
Bye.
playing.
Bye.
See you later.
Enjoy the rest of your podcast.
Thank you.
I'll be writing if you need me.
Okay. Cool. Well, that was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kate's awesome. It's cool too. We're we've been growing the last 2 years, and we're starting to be able to put some more tools in the toolbox, if you will. So what I was saying before is, I think one thing that this year that we, as we've talked to a few. Sorry, we're laughing. Jan, you wrote on air on the board over there. That's cool.
I like that.
That way we know.
Yep.
No, one thing that we definitely run into still, and it's something that I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but at times I think we're surprised, is still this idea. And this is where I don't know. I feel like maybe we're wrong at times, and maybe we're right, and maybe I don't know. I guess there's really not a perfect answer to this, but at times it feels like we still consider digital as this kind of like outside thing, like almost. And I've been talking the last 2 days about it being kind of like the little brother. You know, it's like, I just remember when I was younger and growing up, and be like, make sure you bring your brother with. And it's like, oh my God, and it's like, okay, come on. So of course he's part of the group, but you're kind of like only like not because you really want to, but because you have to.
It's the second Brad shout out. I love this.
Oh yeah, I wasn't. That's right. Hi, sorry, Brad. He's probably mad now.
Right. You had to bring me along.
No, but it's that kind of mentality of still at times that we find organizations or potential clients, and we're not. Again, I want to be clear that we're not being negative on those things, because we still, I think there's a time and a place for traditional still means, and the way I think we've been talking about it is starting to realign our thinking of what comes first in some of those tactics, and based on, and as we do more and more, as like Kate was alluding to before in our content stuff, is developing personas and really understanding our target audience, which you've probably heard before a million times, right? So, but just like realigning that thinking that maybe we should think of digital, which can mean a lot of different things, as kind of a baseline, and then how do you layer in other things on top? I don't know, do you find that too? Like,
Yeah, I think over the years, I mean, you and I were frustrated with it, I don't know, 10 years ago probably, that it was digital was always, digital or web or whatever we were doing at the time was always an afterthought. And we here at Creative Arcade feel like we've flipped that a lot.
Or we
with a
think
lot of,
we have.
Yeah, with a lot of our clients,
Yeah, I
we
think we're trying-
we
still
like to
trying
do a
at
lot of
times.
digital, and layer in all those traditional mediums. And I think I'm shocked that it's still that way for some client. The mentality of them is still that old way of thinking.
Right.
But you're right. I don't know if I should be shocked, but
Right, and again, and I think what we also don't want to come off as a negative towards those things. So we
Absolutely
still
not.
do a ton of television. We still do a ton of print ads. We still do a ton of outdoor and those types of things. I think there's the place for those things.
Mm-hmm.
I guess like I said, in 2018, almost 19, I still find it that we'll talk to some other, again, like a new organization I've talked to before, and it's like, well, we're doing print ads and we're doing, and there's very, like, of course everyone's doing social media, which, okay, if having a Facebook page doesn't mean that you're doing social media. It just means you're on the social media platform, right? But how you interact or how you utilize that is another thing, and that's, I guess, it's a start. But I just, it's always like this. Even as like now we're going into 2019 and we're looking at maybe a few of our clients asking about, what should we do for 2019 and planning for budgets and stuff like that, and sitting down and really looking at, what is the mix they have going, and I think the way the last couple of years of trying to not only look at paid, but how do we create that base I think we're talking about, and then that's where we've been talking a lot about inbound marketing and how we've decided to do more of those things where we can, and sometimes we're going from the traditional side and we're implementing inbound and trying to flip it. I think there's also times where we have the opportunity right up front to, again, set that kind of baseline and how do we need to layer on top.
I think when we have new clients that maybe are a new business or have never really done marketing, it's a lot easier for us because we're able to lay out all the different aspects of marketing that we do, the digital and a lot of the traditional things, and we just put them together as marketing and show them how they work together. I think it's a little bit harder for people to grasp that maybe have been doing marketing for a long time, but they've been doing traditional means. Then we've got to get them up to speed a little bit, and it takes a little bit more on how those layer together. But I think, don't you think it's a little bit easier with somebody brand new and we show them they all work together?
Yeah. It's funny, as you were just talking about that, like how we've had these like pillars, these 4 pillars to our service lines, and we've even broken out marketing and advertising as a separate pillar, which really would be that television and all that kind of stuff. I was just thinking, like, we probably have to even rethink that ourselves to say, because you're right, the way we've been trying to portray that is that it is marketing. You should have it as a big piece of the pie, not just here's the pie, but maybe the digital's a little corner of Cool Whip on top or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a little dollop. Is actually making that part of the pie. I mean, I guess, maybe that's the thing. Maybe we're enabling that at times, the way we convey that. Maybe from, I don't know, but...
Well, sometimes it feels like people that haven't done some digital stuff feel like maybe they're adding a lot of cost, where I think we've done a really good job of helping them plan and maybe show, hey, we still want you to do this other type of marketing, but maybe we shift some dollars and even it out a little bit more. So you might not spend more money. You might spend less money if we, in certain cases, or you might spend a little more. But I don't think it's as much of a shock when we lay it out that way.
Yeah. I find also that they find it hard to, it's the whole teaching old dog new tricks kind of thing. Because sometimes we've had we do a ton of direct mail, and you're like, okay, again, direct mail had its place, maybe still has a place depending on what you do. But how do you measure that? And how do you? And that's again, when you think about having that baseline to not only hit a lot of eyeballs, be able to measure that, at least know that your baseline is doing something here, and then how you layer on top is maybe the gravy on top, maybe because it is hard to measure some of those other things. I think there's a case for certain things based on industry. But again, if you could start there and then layer on things on top, I think that's where the sweet spot, kind of where you can kind of keep that.
And we've even discussed ways of maybe things like direct mail, how we could convert them from the direct mail piece into the digital world with us, So if it's a landing page or something along those lines that we can help measure. I mean, that's one thing we've talked about.
At times we've had to get creative, but there again, you're still pushing them online, you're still doing all those things. That's where people are starting their searches for a lot of times for whatever it is they're looking for, especially with these guys now. Having this at your fingertips I think has always changed the game.
Did we just miss HQ?
We did. What is it today? What is it today? Is it anything special?
Oh, I think it's probably this is riveting podcast right
sorry.
here.
We won't look at HQ
No.
right now. HQ is a trivia game we play. It's fun, kind of dumb, but anyways, I don't want to like go on forever and ever about this, but I just find, again, I think lately one thing that we've hit a couple times since the last time we podcast is just kind of surprising that there's still this kind of like I don't know what the word is for it, just kind of like either not making it a priority, I guess would be the way to say it, in the way they look at it, and why other things aren't moving the needle for them. So, but
The good news is it's gotten better.
it's gotten better.
I don't think it's
Yep.
from 2-3 years ago. I think it's even a lot better. People understand it a little bit better and are willing to embrace it more.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
So one of the other things we want to do from now on is and I had a little. You kind of startled me on Facebook the other morning. I was looking out the window. Oh hey, Jeff from Creative Arcade. Beautiful Monday morning here in Duluth, Minnesota. I just want to take a couple minutes just to say we're going to be starting the 8-Bit podcast back up. We took a little break to kind of reevaluate where we're at and where we're going with it. This summer we did that. And now we're ready to get going again. So we're really excited about that. We're going to have some guest speakers, some guests, if you will, and some other great topics we want to hit. A little bit better production value as we kind of reevaluated. And one of the things we're looking at with you is some questions you might have just about design, marketing, things we do here at Creative Arcade. And so if you use hashtag AskCA across Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, etc., we'd like to just aggregate those questions over time, use them in future shows. So if you have something that's been burning in your brain for a long time you want to ask away. Happy to answer. Hope you're having a nice week. Talk to you soon.
Okay, so we started a hashtag AskCA.
Yeah.
What does CA stand for?
Cool authorities.
Right.
Candy apples.
So we started the hashtag AskCA as in Ask Creative Arcade.
Oh,
So
okay.
we're going to be doing these podcasts all the time, so you might as well
Lucky.
ask us questions that you want to hear.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think what we were talking about is just a way to help kind of tag your specific questions on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Heck, you can email us. You want to phone call us? You can look it up on the one website and call us. Steve will totally answer.
Yep. Try to figure out how to direct your call.
But no, we just thought, because every once in a while, like we have even our friends and family at times, they ask us questions about things we're doing and whatever. And I think everyone touches marketing at some point, is impacted by it. So natural to have some questions or things about what we do. So
Help us help you.
help us help you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, I think we had one question
I like
here
this.
So what's it say on there?
Wish I had the name and location of this person. I feel like I could say that. And
We'll call it John from Duluth.
John from Duluth asks, is content marketing effective? And how do we sell it to leadership?
Right. Well, yeah, content marketing, extremely effective. Here, we've been touching a lot about inbound marketing, and we just talked about it in the last segment a little bit, which is really content marketing, because they're kind of interchangeable. Some people call it content marketing, we're calling it inbound. I think why we call it inbound is that the philosophy and the methodology is maybe a little bit more defined than strictly just putting out content. There's a rhyme and a reason. But regardless, if you call it kind of the same thing, there's a huge advantage in putting it out there. Again, most people start, whether it's on your phone now or obviously on your laptop, you're going to go to Google when you have a question, or you're looking for something specific, or that's where you start. I mean, regardless if you go buy it at Target, again, a lot of people go research online first,
Right.
find the right, is this thing rated right? Or they might go to Amazon and buy it, but they always look at the reviews. And so you just think about it, the way we buy is so different than it used to be 20 years ago. And So is content marketing effective? Extremely effective. You know, and even in like a service line industry, you know, you provide a service that solves problems for people, and people have specific questions or challenges they're dealing with, and that's your duty really to solve those. And so by blogging, using email, using social media, telling people about, you know, use the problems that we help solve, putting all that out there, extremely helpful. All that content out there and all the different ways they're being found is being found by Google, and it's bringing them back to your website, and it's giving traffic and starts that lead generation process. Now there's a lot more deeper dive there, but yeah, is it effective? Extremely effective.
I would add to that, I would say proper content marketing is effective.
Yeah.
Because I think when Kate was talking about personas and knowing your target market and audience and everything, you need to know who you're talking to first and what they want to know and what you think they want to know.
Exactly.
I mean, if you're just throwing out content to throw out content,
right,
it might still work for you, but I think knowing the audience and knowing their pain points and things like that,
it's a good point.
Would make it even more effective.
Yes, that's extremely smart. And how do you sell it to leadership? I think for a lot of the same reasons why we just talked about. You know, I think a lot of times, you know, leadership. Definitely the leaders of your company or your organization, you know, I would assume that they are looking at ways to always improve upon where they've been before. Obviously, it costs dollars, so, you know, and there is a cost to it. It's not a freebie thing. It's a lot of work. We tell people that all the time when we do that kind of stuff, that get ready to work, because it, you know, but once you create that content, it's something you can go back to. You can chop up and reuse in a lot of different variety of ways. So in selling it to leadership, I think as long as we can define goals, we can define the kind of customers you're looking for, if we can define what a lead means to them, and I think we can, and because it's all measurable, we can show that the dollars they're putting into that, we can actually show them what we're doing, or we can, if it's not working, we can change on the fly and get it to work. And it's nice to know, like, if I'm going to shell out X amount of dollars, I'm going to hopefully get something in return for that, and I can see that. You know, and that's why things like direct mail, again, not to harp on those things, are hard. It's hard to show that, and yet people still do it so much all the time, and then wonder why they're spending X amount of dollars and not getting for it. You know, and just kind of hoping. You know.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think every agency has always struggled, I shouldn't say everyone, but agencies have struggled in the past showing return on investment on traditional advertising. How many people are seeing this? How many people are acting on it? Yeah. And I think with content marketing, it's a lot easier to show those connections, show that the analytics and the data and how they become customers.
And I think the other thing to think about too when you think about budget is you can totally, you know, make it fit. You know, so you have a small budget, or you're doing a plan for something, but you've got, you know, an extra $5,000 laying around or something that you're. No, I'm just saying.
I just imagining $5,000
like a whole wheelbarrow.
Right.
You know, you can tailor that. Maybe it's not ideal, but you can definitely tailor that and do some testing and see what works, so that maybe next time as you go forward, you can plan for a little bit better and maybe allocate a little more dollars to it, because you know that you could probably get, you know, this kind of result, if not better. You know what I mean? So I think that's totally a way you can sell that is just the measurement side, you know, and making it work for them. So it's a good question. Again, if you have questions like that, or things that have been burning in your brain, as I said the other day, you can definitely let us know that through hashtag AskCA.
I'll put it right here on my hand.
Right, we'll put a little graphic there.
Yep.
So, but all right. Well, we probably talked long enough for episode 21, but I'm glad we're back on the horse. And So when are we doing the next one?
2 weeks. 2 weeks. Is there every other week you decided?
Something like that. Yeah. I was just testing you. Whew. So, all right. Well, take care, and we will talk soon.
Bye.